Force presents the best in college basketball. Today from the Civic Center in Birmingham, Alabama, it's the Temple Owls versus the UAB Blazers. Brought to you by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. By Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by Yugo. Everybody needs a Yugo sometime.
Tom Hammond and Jack Gibbons at the Birmingham Civic Center, where the 8th-ranked Temple Owls look for win number 18 against UAB. And we'll be back to Birmingham in just a moment. Birmingham, Tom Hammond, along with former Kentucky All-American Jack Gibbons, ready to bring you this intersectional matchup. And Jack, we know that the owl is a nocturnal creature. They like to stay up all night, but I don't think that's what Coach John Chaney had planned for his Temple Owl basketball team. They had a tough time getting here.
Well, they did. They have gone through everything the last 2 days to get to Birmingham. They started out leaving Thursday afternoon. The planes were canceled with all the snow, of course. Now they finally got in this morning at 7 o'clock after spending about 2 hours in the airport in Atlanta from about 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock this morning. So they've obviously had a tough time getting here, and I think it might affect their team.
Well, Jack, you had, I'm sure, some tough trips playing both in the NBA and in college basketball. How does your team usually play after a trip like that?
Well, sometimes you play well, Tom. You just forget about all the adversities and come out and play hard, and it's a great game. But usually you don't play very well. You have to be tired after sitting in the airport for about 2 days. It has to affect you somehow. Of course, we have to wait and see how that turns out today.
Temple faces a UAB team playing its best basketball of the season. Will they alter their strategy to take advantage of perhaps leg-weary Temple players?
They might. UAB is playing extremely well, but usually Gene Bartow wants to play the half-court game, slow it down somewhat. We might see them today running up and down the floor, try to force Temple to play a four-court game, and that might tire them out early in the ballgame.
All right, it's Temple against UAB from the Civic Center in Birmingham, and we'll be back with the opening tip-off. Birmingham, Alabama. Perry is the leading rebounder. Rivas, the center, is 6'10". Evans leads in assists and steals, and Blackwell, their leading scorer. And for the UAB Blazers, 12-5 on the season. Charles playing well despite a back injury. Howard, a steady player. Collins, the leading rebounder. And in the backcourt, Foster and Ponder, the senior guards, combining for over 32 points a game. UAB out of the Sun Belt Conference. They're 4-2 in their conference. And Temple out of the Atlantic 10. They lead that league with a 10-0 mark. In fact, Temple 17-2. Their only losses to UNLV and to Kansas. Collins jumps against Perry, and Perry caught it coming down. We're going to give it to UAB to start the game.
Well, Temple's right off the bat making the turnover there. Of course, we talked about the problems that they had getting in here. I think it's going to be important for them to get on top of things early and be able to play their game. They play that 2-3 zone defense, as you see right now, and they will play that defense the entire game. Very rarely do they play the man-to-man.
They play a tough defense, too. Only one team, Kansas, is shot over 50% against Temple. That shot was altered by Collins, and here comes Temple with their first possession of the game. What about the UAB defense?
Well, I expected to see them in the man-to-man defense, which is what they're in. Of course, they want to try to force the up-tempo and get those legs tired out for Temple.
Rivas on the low post. Move in the lane, shoots over Collins, no good. Taken on the fly by UAB and then knocked out of bounds. Got to go back to Temple. Touch last by Ponder, they rule. So each team misfiring on its first possession. Temple gets the ball back. We're in the opening minute from Birmingham and no score.
I think you'll see Temple just try to pick apart the UAB defense. They get the ball down low that time. Perry was able to get the 2 points. I think that's the kind of game they want to play right there.
Jim Perry puts Temple up 2-0. This is Tracy Foster, the Blazers' leading scorer. Charles now straight away. Threw it away. Rivas gets it to Blackwell, and here come the Owls again. Vreeswyk for three. No good. Rebounded by Howard of UAB.
Vreeswyk leading the team in three-point field goals, so he likes to stop and shoot that.
Ponder did stop and shoot one for UAB. James Ponder hits from three, and the Blazers have their first lead.
Ponder's really been playing well for UAB. He had an ankle injury early, had to miss a few ball games, but he's coming on strong right now.
Knocked away inside as Perry tried to go up, batted around and go out of bounds again to Temple. Looks like Temple wants to try to get the ball inside against UAB.
Well, they are going low. Of course, when they establish their inside game, that makes it a whole lot easier for Blackwell and Evans to get open from the outside. They always push the ball down low to create shots for the guards.
Evans averages 13 a game. Blackwell averages 18. Each of these teams with a potent backcourt scoring punch. Vreeswyk for three. This one good. He tried one from the other side, couldn't hit it, but he goes cross court and hits for three. Temple has a 5-3 advantage.
He's made 42 now from the three-point range. He's 6'7" and plays forward, although he is a guard, really, but he spends a lot of time at the forward spot.
2.5 minutes gone. First half from Birmingham. Foster for three. It's good. UAB 2 for 2 from three-point range.
We've talked about the backcourt with both teams, but UAB, they get a lot of their scoring and leadership from the guard spot.
Blackwell, he'll take it from 20, and it's good. Nate Blackwell with his first two, averaging 18 a game and a 42% shooter from the field, but you can't give him that shot right at the top of the key.
Well, you can, and they work hard to get him the shot. I talked about the inside play. They will try to push it inside so that the defense will be concerned with inside, and then he will kill you from the outside, that 20-foot shot.
Foster hit one from there a moment ago. That one won't go, but chased down by UAB and saved. Good effort that time by Michael Charles. Here's Ponder for three. It's good.
Good body control by Ponder also. Evans came over and got a hand in his face. He double clutched from three-point range and got that one to go down. The 3 field goals for UAB, all 3 pointers.
And UAB with a 9-7 lead. Here's a three from Blackwell. That was an NBA three. Way to go. Here are the Blazers in a hurry. Foster. Cross court. Ponder's three. Good!
Well, he's filling it here early. All 3 of his field goals from three-point range.
James Ponder 3 for 3 from three-point range. And all the UAB points have come from beyond the 19-foot 9-inch mark. Here's a steal by Charles. UAB break 2-on-1. Foster, Charles, good!
I think you're seeing the game UAB wants to play right here. Up and down the floor. Trying to force Temple to play a four-court game instead of getting in their half-court offense and half-court defense that they love to play.
7-point lead, the biggest lead in the game. Vreeswyk from long range, and he gets it. Mike Vreeswyk has 6 points, both from the three-point line. John Chaney's team on the short end of the score, though, 14-9 UAB.
Some of the players over there on that Temple bench wanted the three-point signal from the official on that shot, but he didn't put it up. He was right on top of the play. I think he made a good call.
So just inside the three-point line that time, Vreeswyk. And there's an errant pass by UAB. Howard couldn't get it. And the Blazers turn it over. But the UAB Blazers have been sizzling to start this game. 15-19 remaining in the first half. No one has heard of them, perhaps, in terms of their basketball tradition, but they are the 9th winningest team of all time and have played for over 90 years. And
well, they really go back a long way, Tom, and you look at that win and loss statistic there. They are obviously a tradition-rich school.
And UAB has tradition, too, though much younger. They only started in 1978. Gene Bartow originated this basketball program at UAB, and both teams have been successful, but with different periods of tradition behind them. And a matter of fact, Temple has lost more games than UAB has even played. There's Gene Bartow, who began this program from scratch.
And he's never had a losing season while here at UAB.
In fact, the Blazers have been to 6 consecutive NCAA tournaments. Temple's been to 3 straight. And in each case, Temple has advanced to the second round. Vreeswyk for 3, no good. Blackwell rebounds. His follow shot not there. Third time, no good. Perry missed it. And finally chased down by Charles of UAB.
Well, you won't see Perry miss many from that close in. Had an excellent opportunity for 2 points there.
Foster can't hit from 3. Rivas trying to get it on the floor. Collins, they'll be tied up. Jump ball. It'll go to Temple. 14-9 UAB lead. Temple scored the first 2 for the game, but UAB behind the three-point Bombers have taken advantage here with 14:45 remaining in the first half. That's how potent that three-point game can be.
Yeah. I tell you, Temple missed a couple inside shots there right that last time down, and good shots also. Maybe the legs a little bit tired here early in the ball game.
Evans can't hit from three-point range. And Ponder brings it up court for UAB. Blazers leading 14-9.
Temple still in that 2-3 zone. As I said, they very rarely play the man-to-man defense, and you won't see them press full court either. They like to get back and set up, force the team to play their half-court offense.
Jack, what are some telltale signs you might look for to see if Temple is suffering from fatigue?
Well, one thing you can look for is the shots, the jump shots a little bit short. And then on free throw situations, if the players start to put their hands down around their knees to try to catch their breath, that's another sign.
Collins missed on the reverse. Here comes Temple with a chance to pull within 3. Shot by Blackwell. No good. Collins, good rebounding position for UAB. He had everyone blocked off the board.
Well, he did. And just like I was talking about on that shot by Blackwell, just a little bit short, that sometimes means that your legs are a little bit tired. We'll have to wait and see. Still early in the ballgame.
If you just joined us, Temple had a torturous journey to Birmingham, not arriving until 7 o'clock this morning. They left Philadelphia at 2 a.m. Spent a couple of hours in the Atlanta airport en route. Here's the first foul of the game. It's going to be called on Temple.
Well, it seems like UAB wants to go inside also, and I think that foul, Perry, I think, will get called with the foul, but he, from behind, trying to knock the ball away, got him with his body, I think, in there.
Derek Brantley enters the Temple lineup. He's a 6'7" junior from Willingsboro, New Jersey. Averages 4 points, 3 rebounds a game. And Perry, who just picked up his first foul, left the game. This is Ponder. Three-pointer is good. Ponder has 4 3-point baskets in the early going.
Well, he is really burying them from the outside right now. 4 3-pointers. All 4 of his field goals coming from that range.
8-point margin, the biggest lead of the game. Temple struggling the other night in their game against Massachusetts, but coming back to win. Vreeswyk can't hit from 3-point range. And the rebound will go to Temple. They say that Ponder wasn't able to save it off the leg of Blackwell, and the Owls will have it.
He made a pretty good play, but I think his foot touched the line. And that's where the official made the call.
8th-ranked Temple Owls, 17-2. Already 17 wins, and we're still in the month of January. Blackwell thought about the three-pointer, thought better of it.
I think Temple needs to get something going on the inside right now. Try to push the ball down low. They were doing that early. Now they've been putting them up from the outside. They need to establish something down low.
Brantley down low, flashes it back outside. Vreeswyk wide open. Bingo!
Nice shot. Good follow-through by Vreeswyk on his shot from 3-point range. Looks like he's very comfortable shooting the ball out there.
As Jack pointed out, he is the best three-point shooter on the Owl squad, 46%. And he has 8 points to lead Temple in scoring with just under 12 minutes remaining in the first half.
Surprised to see Temple spreading their defense out as far as they are. Normally they like to set back in there and force the shots from the outside, but the way UAB has been shooting the ball out that far, I think that's one reason why they may be out there.
Brantley finally claims the rebound off the miss by Howard. And Evans is called for a sideline violation. They say he stepped on the out-of-bounds line just in front of the Temple bench, so the Owls turn it over. UAB will have the ball as we come back to play. We have 11 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the first.
Down. They don't want to get in a full-court game. They're trying to conserve their energy. I think you'll see them stay in that zone. They play that 2-3 zone pretty much most of the game. So normally late in the game, teams stop making that shot from the outside. Temple, I think, is banking on that.
Look at the difference in shooting and perhaps the fatigue catching up with the Temple Owls. UAB with the basketball, a 17-12 lead as we tick down toward the 11-minute mark.
They are stretching that zone defense out some, though.
And Ponder's open again. Oh, he is on fire.
Boy, 5 for 5 from 3-point range.
James Ponder, the senior guard, averages 13 a game. He's already hit for 15 in the first 9 minutes of this contest, all from 3-point range. First foul on UAB, whistled against Eddie Collins. As that time, Temple went inside, Jack.
Well, and I think that's what they're going to have to continue to do. Take the ball inside, and then they can get those shots from outside a little bit closer in.
Here's Evans to trigger the offense for the Owls. Vreeswyk, he's been the main point producer for the Owls in the first half. Here's a rebounding foul. Collisions underneath. And it's going to be called on Temple. Rivas, I think, will get credit for the foul. He is 6'10" and 260. Takes up a lot of space.
He is a big boy, Tom. He's improved vastly over last season. He really fills up the middle for this Temple ball club, and they needed that out of him going into the season. He's really stepped up and taken control of the inside game.
Freshman Larry Rembert is in for UAB, 6'8". He's from Orrville, Alabama. Was Mr. Basketball in the state of Alabama as a high school senior a year ago. Averages 7 a game for Gene Barnow's club.
I like the way Ponder is continuing to move without the ball. He's really hungry for it. Of course, when you're making shots like he's made in this ball game so far, the one thing you want is more shots.
Jack, when you're in a streak like that, boy, you can't get the ball enough, can you?
You really can, and you see that Temple defense really paying close attention to him.
Well, Collins did a little dance then. I don't think he liked the call by the officials. It may have gone against Collins. I don't know. John Chaney doesn't like it either, so something's going to displease one of them here.
You'll see them really battling on the inside. Collins going against that offense on the inside. They're going back and forth at each other. The official called the foul on Collins. Obviously, he didn't like the call at all.
Called a double foul. That's why both Chaney and Collins were upset. Collins got the foul, which is his second. And the foul was also called on Temple and whistled against Derek Brantley, his first. Double foul. That didn't please anybody.
Well, it didn't, but at least Collins says, I didn't get the foul by myself. Both of us are in here pushing. We should both be credited with the foul, and that's what happened.
Wally Tanner, the official, trying to get control of the game, and he calls a walk right there as Charles makes a move to the hoop. In for UAB, number 33, Reginald Turner. He's 6'8", a redshirt sophomore from here in Birmingham. Averages 3 a game. UAB up by 7. Less than 10 minutes to play in the first half.
UAB playing now looks like a matchup defense. Causing Temple a little bit of problem to figure it out, and UAB comes up with the steal.
Turner was the man that deflected the pass, and Ponder lets it fly. He missed one finally. Had a hand in his face and still almost got it. His first miss after hitting his first 5 from three-point range.
Well, he's going back talking to the official, saying that they're hitting him on the arm on his jump shot. He's done that 2 or 3 times. Maybe they are getting him.
19-12, UAB with the lead. Temple with the basketball. Spinning move by Blackwell, way off the mark. Not a good shot by Blackwell under pressure and taken down by UAB.
Well, that wasn't a good shot, and Temple now down by 7 points. They really need to work for the good shot.
8 points has been the biggest lead here in the first half. Temple had a brief 2-0 lead, and then UAB got that 3-point range in their sights.
I think we're seeing Temple in the man-to-man defense for the first time.
We also saw Tracy Foster turn it over. Called for a double dribble, and Temple comes back up court trying to eat into that lead. From 3-point range, UAB 5 for 7, while Temple, with Vreeswyk hitting 2, is 2 for 9. In for the Owls, number 11, Darren Pearsall, 6'7" sophomore from Chester, Pennsylvania. Averages 2 points a game. Here's Pearsall, number 11. Inside Rivas, turns, fires, good.
Well, that's the shot they need right there. They were getting it inside early in the ball game. They went away from that. UAB made the adjustment in their defense, and now it seems like they're able to get the ball back down low.
Less than 8.5 on the clock. Like Temple still in the zone here, Jack.
Well, it's a soft defense. It's very hard to tell if it's a man-to-man or a zone. When the ball goes to the corner, they are matching up. And I think it is a soft 2-3 zone.
Penetration by Ponder to Rembert. Good.
Now, you see Gene Bartow up right there. He's been very concerned with the turnovers of this ball club, and he likes to see him moving the ball around, getting the good shots. He was very happy with that play.
Here's a steal by Charles. Gets it to Foster. 3-on-1. No good. Oh, the Blazers couldn't connect on a 3-on-1 fast break.
Well, I think they could have handled that 3-on-1 situation a little bit better. They were not positioned well on the floor.
Brantley with a good fake. Then his shot blocked that down. Let's go back to that penetration by Ponder. Kicked it off to Rembert, and Ponder, the man that made it happen.
Well, and that's a smart play, too. Ponder knows the defense, very concerned with his offense here early. decides to kick the ball off to Rembert. That's an excellent play. Good penetration by Ponder.
Ponder with the assist, and UAB leads 21-14. Temple trailing 21-14, huddled around John Chaney. What's your assessment, Jack? Are they suffering from a little jet lag or staying up all night?
I think they have to be somewhat, Tom. And you see them shooting a lot of shots from the outside. Maybe they're just not working the ball hard enough on the offensive end to get the ball inside. That also could be a sign of fatigue.
Temple will have the basketball, and UAB sets the defense. UAB leading 21-14. Evans, the trigger man. UAB looks like they've gone to a zone on the inbounds play.
Well, they usually zone the inbounds plays, so that's no surprise.
Shooting still off for Temple. Evans couldn't hit. Rembert rebounds, and here are the Blazers. On Ponder's point total, he has 14 points. 4 of his field goals were from three-point range. One of them was just inside the three-point line and counted as a 2. So he is 5 for 6 from the field and 4 of them from three-point range. Foster.
Good ball movement that time, and good athletic ability by Charles. Michael Charles. The defense adjusted as he was up in the air. He was going to shoot the ball. Somehow he found Foster outside of the three-point line, and Foster buried the ball from that range.
Getting an illustration here of how potent that three-point rule can be. Collision and a foul. Blocking foul on UAB.
Charles, really the emotional leader for this ball club, always seems to be around the ball making good things happen. That time he was a little bit slow getting to the baseline to cut off the drive to the basket. He's called with the blocking foul.
Charles playing despite a troublesome back. He has 2 deteriorating discs in his back and missed some playing time, but has come back strong in the past couple of weeks. And valuable addition. Gene Bartow loves to have him in the lineup. Blackwell faked the pass, then fired the 3. You saw that soft shooting touch.
Well, it was. It looked like a set shot. I don't know that he jumped at all on that one and just guided the ball up towards the rim and hit all bottom.
We thought we would have a backcourt shootout here with both teams having high-scoring guard combinations, and we've seen that. A lot of three-point action in the first half.
Looks like that defense now is really concerned with the three-point shots that UAB has been taking. A lot of their shots coming from outside that three-point line.
Ponder in the lane, came up short. Blackwell cradles the rebound for the Owls. Temple with a chance to cut into the 24-17 lead. Brantley. Rebounded by Charles. UAB controlling the board. Foster. Oh, good.
Just can't leave those guards alone for UAB. They love to shoot that outside jumper. Defense for Temple a little bit slow getting back that time. And well, those guards are really burying it from outside.
Foster has 8. Ponder has 14. Rivas tries to dribble between 2 UAB players and loses it. The big guy should have put the ball on the floor.
He never should. He had a real good shot when he caught the ball. I was very surprised that he passed that one up to try to create something.
Rembert. Over the back foul on Temple. Vreeswyk was blocked off the boards. And Mike Vreeswyk picks up his first foul. That's 4 against the Owls now.
Well, UAB wants the basket. It's not going to count. I think the foul was called before the player made the move to the basket.
Foster brings it inbounds to Charles. Less than 5 minutes on the clock, first half. UAB 26, Temple 17. And Charles got wide open to lay it in.
Well, that's a play that is called from the bench. Gene Bartow signals the players to run the lob from the weak side. They work on that in practice. That's a play that we'll probably see work a little bit more against that zone defense.
Vreeswyk for 3. It's no good once again. Only white jerseys in there for the rebound. Rembert down court. No good. Rembert again. Still no good. A strong rebound by Perry.
Oh, but a good effort that time by Rembert. He's a freshman. Obviously has to improve, but he's going to get better. They have a lot of high hopes for him down here.
Blackwell for 3. Rivas just nudges it in. Ramon Rivas with his 4th point, the 6'10 junior from Puerto Rico, has pulled Temple to a 28-19 deficit.
Temple having to work for every shot, though, Tom, and every 2 points or 3 points they get They're really working for it. That's going to take its toll as this game progresses.
Blazers showing patience now on the half court. Foster kicks it back to Charles. He's open from 18. Rebounded by Vreeswyk. Here's the outlet pass to Evans in front court for the Owls, but UAB back very quickly on defense. Blackwell. Vreeswyk comes down with it finally, then misses the layup. Taps it in on second effort. Vreeswyk with good second effort gets his 10th point.
Well, that was good second effort, but as I said, everything they're having to work extremely hard for. They need to create some easy baskets for themselves and not have to work so hard on the offensive end, because you know they have to work on defense, because of shots like that continue to go down for UAB.
Foster from three-point range. 11 now for Tracy Foster. The guards, Foster and Ponder, just can't miss.
Well, they can't. And, you know, you have to keep shooting the ball from out there. Sometimes you think that's not a good shot, but as long as they go down, you have to keep putting them up.
Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Vreeswyk for three. Evans scrambling in there. Finally, Rivas goes on the floor to get it. And he just pulls his way out. Blackwell tries to save it and does to Vreeswyk. Nice play. Perry is fouled.
Nobody wanted to pick that one up. A lot of action. Nothing really getting done right there. And the UAB bench very upset. Gene Bartow all the way out on the floor. They thought he traveled when he had the ball down on one knee. Almost a backcourt violation there. And then once again, they get the ball up with a chance 3-on-1. He misses a pass and they don't get two out of it.
Second foul whistled against Michael Charles. The Temple Owls, 2:34 to play, down by 10. 3-point shooter for UCLA. Maybe could take a lesson from Ponder and Foster in this one.
Well, he loves the outside shot, that three-pointer. Reggie Miller's an exciting player to watch. He shoots a lot of them every game from three-point range.
There's a three-pointer by Blackwell of Temple. He has 8 points in the game. I believe we've had more three-point shots than we have regular field goal attempts.
I think you're right, Tom.
31-24 UAB lead. Clock ticking down toward 2 minutes. UAB has 7'1" Alan Ogue in the game, and here's a foul called against Temple. It's called on Dodell, a 6'3" junior. He just came in at the last timeout.
This zone defense by Temple sort of takes on the effect of a man-to-man. I think now you see him following the offensive players around a little bit more. I think they are in a man-to-man now, but it's a soft man-to-man, really getting a lot of help from the weak side.
Against Massachusetts, Temple went to a box and one, a triangle and two. Played a box and one with the chaser being Mike Vreeswyk. Evans got a hand on that one to knock it out of bounds. Back to UAB with 1:45 on the clock for the first half. UAB leading 31-24. 20 seconds now on the shot clock.
Now you get a real good look at that defense right there for Temple. I truly believe that's a man-to-man, but they are very soft. The guys away from the ball really dropping into the paint there to try to help out on the UAB players on the inside.
Evans is called for the reach-in foul, his first foul, and you see the team foul situation. With 1:33 to play in the half. Here's an over and back violation. Turner caught the ball and then came down with 1 foot in backcourt. Turnover by Reginald Turner of UAB.
I think that's a good call by the official. He caught the ball in the front court, stepped over the line, not really realizing his position on the court.
Temple with a chance to get back in it here before halftime. 1:25 on the clock. UAB leads 31-24. Vreeswyk has 10, Blackwell 8. They've been the leading scorers for Temple. From the corner, Perry misses everything. Foster out on the break for the Blazers. Kicks it off to Ogue. Missed it. Someone got a hand in there. Blazers wanted a foul, and Ogue misses the layup. Here's Temple.
They wanted a foul. I think they also wanted goaltending on that, thinking that someone got a hand on it after the ball touched the rim.
Nice hook shot by Tim Perry. The junior from Freehold, New Jersey, hits for his 4th point. And with 45 seconds left, it's 31-26.
Temple defense now definitely a man-to-man. They're out there trying to put pressure on those guards, force them to throw the ball on the inside.
Whistle as Ponder made his move to the basket. And it's going to be called on Temple, the 7th team foul. Blackwell and Chaney not happy.
Well, it's been a lot of contact in the ball game, and Blackwell barely touched the offensive player making the move to the basket, and you get a foul like that, and that's why Chaney, I think, is upset on his bench.
Today's officiating crew is from the Sun Belt Conference, and Temple perhaps not used to the way they call the action. And that standardization, the fact that there is difference in the way officials call the game in different parts of the country, is the subject of our Al McGuire halftime feature at today's game.
Very interesting. They are trying to do a better job of calling the games the same all around the country. It's very difficult to do.
Dylan Howard returns for UAB as Ponder hits both free throws. He has 16 first-half points, and UAB's lead is 33-26.
I think you'll see Temple now just hold the ball, go for the last shot. 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
It's been a rough first half for John Chaney and company. With UAB shooting lights out from three-point range. Evans takes a look at the clock just over his head. You see it down to 5 seconds. Blackwell with 2. Evans just gets it away and misses at the horn. I think Blackwell was the man they wanted to shoot, but they couldn't get the shot away. He got it to Evans who missed him today. That's the score, 33-26 as we open the second half.
UAB still in the man-to-man defense.
And Temple with its original starting 5 on the floor. Vreeswyk, Perry, Rivas, Blackwell, and Evans. No good off Blackwell's hand. Perry tries to follow. It's stripped out of his hand and a foul called on UAB.
Warren Charles coming very close to getting he will get a technical foul. He's upset with the official on that, and Gene Bartow also on the officials. Just can't understand.
Well, this could really play into Temple's hands. Gene Bartow upset because a technical has been called after the foul by Charles. There's Blackwell's shot. It'll be on the rebound if the foul occurs. Right there.
And Charles felt like he got all ball. It looked like he got all ball. And afterwards, he slammed the ball down. The technical foul is not on the bench, so it will be only one free throw.
Evans, one of the best free throw shooters in the country, hands it. That's his first point. Evans hitting 90%. He is the 9th rated free throw shooter in college basketball.
Well, Charles slammed the ball to the floor. The official had to call the technical foul because that is a violation.
33-27. It's also the 3rd personal foul on Michael Charles. First player in the game with as many as 3.
UAB in the 2-3 zone defense. Seems like they're very concerned with the inside game. Maybe that's why right there.
Perry just turns around and puts it home. He has 6. And Temple has scored the first 3 of the second half. UAB has its original starting 5 on the floor. Howard, Charles, Collins, Foster, and Ponder.
Temple still in the 2-3 zone defense. They're very concerned, though. They're running a chaser on Foster. Surprised they don't have a chaser on Ponder. He's the guy that really burned them in the first half. But that shot right there,
that one rims out. Perry with a rebound for Temple. Owls have a chance to cut into that lead further. Vreeswyk on the point. Perry in the lane. Missed that one. Tapped once. That's Blackwell in there with the big guys. Missed it. Finally rebounded by UAB. Scramble for it. Out of bounds. It'll go to Temple.
UAB not getting a call here early, and Gene Bartow very upset on the sideline.
Charles couldn't hold the rebound. Lost it out of bounds. Temple gets another chance.
He's really letting the official over there in front of the bench have it.
Wally Tanner standing right in front of Gene Bartow and getting an earful. Evans can't hit. Rivas with a rebound. Temple really going to war on the offensive boards. That one last touched by Charles and out of bounds again to the Owls.
Well, Rivas, he has a hard time holding on to the ball in there. He has a tendency to bring that ball down low, give those guards an opportunity to knock the ball away. He needs to keep that ball tucked away, not make it so easy for the defense.
Vreeswyk long with his shot. Perry has it taken away by Foster. UAB finally got one. Foster guarded by Vreeswyk. Straight away Charles. Blackwell has him. Here's Ponder, Evans on the defense.
Temple and a boxing chaser. Kind of man-to-man on the guy that has the ball, and the other three guys are just sitting back there in the defense and playing a zone.
Blocked by Perry. Rivas has it. Good defense by Perry of Temple. And the Owls again up court. UAB hasn't scored in the second half, and we played 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Temple, I think, trying to work the ball around a little bit more. In the first half, a lot of times they took the first shot available. Now they're working the ball around to try to get it inside.
Collins got a piece of the shot by Rivas, and here comes Charles of UAB. Ponder has a screen, then knocked away from him. Evans comes down with it for Temple, and here's the Owl fast break. They're 3-on-2. Evans, good!
A nice move, but no call on the play. Evans got pounded up under the basket. The official didn't call anything.
Temple making a run at UAB, and they've blanked the Blazers here in the second half. Gene Bartow doesn't like the officiating, but the Owls on a roll. They trail by 2.
College basketball is
A gimmick defense is sort of giving UAB problems.
Well, they've gone to the boxing chaser, Tom. They have the chaser on Foster. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't put it on Ponder, but Foster is the guy that they're really concerned with here early in the second half. But the other 4 guys are playing a very soft zone defense up under the basket.
The UAB lead was 33-26 at halftime. It's down to only 2 now. Ponder got a screen from Howard, couldn't get anything going, and he'll bring it back out and set it up again.
Vreeswyk is the guy that's chasing Foster, and he'll stay right with him. There's the matchup right there. He'll stay with him everywhere he goes on the floor. The other 4 guys in a zone defense.
This is the same defense that carried Temple to a win over Massachusetts the other night. This time, though, a foul whistled on Howard Evans, his second personal, and the first of the second half against the Owls.
Well, Evans didn't like the call, but he came from behind to try to block the shot by Charles, and I think he hit Charles across the head, and the official right on top of the play didn't hesitate to blow the whistle.
Michael Charles at the free throw line, about a 71% free throw shooter. Birmingham native and a valuable player for Gene Bartow, shooting his first free throw. He has 4 points. Started 31 games as a sophomore last year. Former All-State here in the state of Alabama and ranked among the top 50 in the nation when he came out of high school. And finally, Birmingham has hit the scoring column in the second half.
They have what they call here in Alabama a 10 most wanted list of the high school players as they become seniors, and he was on that list.
Vreeswyk also was a high-scoring high school player, averaged over 30 a game in Pennsylvania. He's a native of Morrisville, and he is the Owls' top scorer. That was his 12th point. 34-33, Temple trailing by as many as 11 in the first half, now within 1.
Well, you notice that UAB now, they're having a hard time coming up with shots, having to work the ball around, really move for their offense right now, where early in the ball game, they were just shooting the shots from deep in the corner.
Rivas and Collins go down, but no whistle. Shot clock ticking down, 9 seconds. Foster let it fly, and a rebounding foul. It's going to be called on Temple's Rivas. Ramon Rivas, the native of Carolina, Puerto Rico, personal number 2.
Well, he's a big guy, 6'10", 260 pounds, and that time he was really throwing his weight around on the inside. He tried to screen out, made a good play defensively, but put a little bit too much body into it.
Rivas averaging 6 rebounds a game, had 17 earlier this season against Rutgers. That time called for the foul as he tried to block out. Right through the legs of Charles like a wicket, and it'll be a backcourt violation. Bartow can't believe it. His team doesn't have a field goal in the second half.
As I said, he's been concerned with the turnovers with this team. They have a tendency sometimes to not concentrate and throw the ball away.
In 4.5 minutes, the Blazers have scored 1 point. Temple shooting here to take the lead. Blackwell, shot blocked. Rivas, it's good.
Oh, and a good, strong move by Rivas that time. You saw him keep that ball tucked away and not allow the defense to knock the ball away, which he's done some in this ball game.
For the first time since the opening basket of the game, Temple has the lead.
On that defense working to perfection right now. They've been in that box and chaser the entire second half with Chaser on Foster, and he's really having to struggle to get his offense going.
Howard gets the Blazers' first field goal of the second half, his first 2 points of the game. UAB by 1.
Well, that's what we need to see, Tom. Some of those other guys for UAB has to step up now and take charge.
Here's Blackwell. His shot no good on the floor. Here's Foster. 1 on 3. Foster collided with by Blackwell. Nate Blackwell, personal number 2. That'll be 3 now against the Owls this half.
Well, Blackwell coming up from the weak side almost made a good play. Foster stepped away from the defense, though, right into his path, and there's the foul right there. No argument at all from Blackwell.
14:35 on the clock. UAB 36, Temple 35. Ponder. No good. Rivas, a good strong rebound for Temple.
Well, that was, and that's not the shot that Ponder was getting in the first half. He was wide open there early on the shots. Obviously, the defense making the move.
Evans made a nice move, but traveled. He was hammered as he went to the hoop, but they ruled that he traveled first. And Chaney, I thought he was going to run for the dressing room. He sprinted to the end of the bench.
He did a dance over there. Obviously didn't like that call, but I think it's a pretty good call. Watch him right here. Hard to see through the defense, but I think he shuffled that foot and took that extra step to the basket.
He was definitely fouled as he went up. The question was, did he travel beforehand? You really couldn't tell from the replay. 36-35 UAB. Knocked away from Foster by Blackwell. Good matchup between those two fine guards.
Well, they are on top of each other, really playing the defense and working hard. Foster is for his offense.
Collins can't hit. There's Rivas with another rebound, swinging those elbows.
And I would hate to get hit with that elbow.
Rivas is taking command of the boards in the second half. Vreeswyk from 3, no good. Charles with a rebound. Here's the outlet pass to Foster. He lays it in.
It's the first time he's been able to get open here in the second half. Ran out that time. He has to work to get some easy baskets since they are concerned with him with the box and chaser on the defense.
13:20 on the clock. Blackwell against Ponder. Offensive foul. Nate Blackwell picks up his third.
You feel the tempo of the game changing now. UAB once again taking control of the game. Here's Blackwell, and he's going to lower his shoulder, use his arm right there. Good acting job by Ponder, just enough to get the official to call the foul.
Well, Temple came storming from behind to take a 1-point lead, but it may have taken a lot out of them. Right now, UAB has the momentum and a third. Birmingham. Let's check some other college basketball scores. Tom Hamill with Jack Givens at the Civic Center. UAB controlled the first half with 3-point shots. They led 33-26 at intermission. Temple came out and took a 1-point lead in the second half, but UAB is regrouped and the Blazers now back up by 3. Collins fakes Rivas, can't get the shot away. Foster from 3. Rivas with another rebound.
Well, with that box and chaser, you saw Foster rush his shot just a little bit there. His shots coming very few and far between here in the second half.
Very impressed with the work of 6'10" junior Ramon Rivas on the boards here in the second half.
Well, he's done a good job. He's got the ball down low now and has been able to do a good job on the offense, on the rebounding department because he has positioned himself so well up under the basket.
Made a nice pass that time to Vreeswyk, who hit for point number 14, and Temple cuts the lead again to 1, 38-37.
I think UAB needs to start looking towards someone else. Foster working hard to try to get the ball, but they are obviously concerned with him. I think they need to run something away from his side and try to get some of the other players involved in the offense.
It's been a great comeback by Temple, Jack, but will it take something out of them?
Well, I think it will, especially playing here on the road. This is a very tough place to play, and to have to keep coming back has to take its toll late in the game.
Foster got away from Vreeswyk that time, and a foul as Rivas came over to help out. Ramon Rivas has his third foul, so Blackwell and Rivas with 3 apiece, and 5 team fouls on the Owls in the second half.
Temple very rarely gets into foul trouble. They don't like to go to their bench very much, so they try to protect the guys that does play in the ball game. So you don't see them get in foul trouble very much.
And their third starter has just picked up his third personal. Evans called for a hold on the inbounds play. Eric Brantley back in for Temple, replacing Rebus. So here's the foul situation now. Howard Evans has 3, Nate Blackwell has 3, and Ramon Rebus now on the bench with 3 personal fouls. And also UAB will be shooting bonus free throws for the final 11:45 of the half. And they are a good free throw shooting club, 73.6% as a team.
Well, they go to the line and they step up there. They really work on it in practice. They concentrate on the free throws. As you see Charles step up there and make the shot.
He got a wide open shot, Jack. They were a little slow on recovering with that zone portion of the box and one.
Well, as I say, they keep looking to Foster. I think they need to get some of the other players involved in the offense, and you might see Temple come out of that box and chase it.
37 Blazer lead. Brantley faked Collins twice and scored.
Well, good move by Brantley that time. Caught the ball down low, kept it close to his body, protected the ball well, and was able to work for the 2 points down low.
Owls again close within 1. 10:57 on the clock in Birmingham.
Temple now more in a straight man-to-man defense.
Charles being guarded by Blackwell.
Still very much concerned with Foster away from the ball. Vreeswyk face guarding him everywhere on the floor.
There's Ponder. He'd been quiet the second half until then. Ponder, who had 16 in the first half, gets his first 2 of the second frame.
I think Temple needs to get Blackwell more involved in the offense. He's been kind of quiet in this game.
And Vreeswyk wide open, Jack, and he cans from outside. Vreeswyk has 16 to lead Temple as the teams trade baskets.
Well, he was very close to that three-point line, a half step back, and that would have been worth 3 instead of 2.
Foster open for a moment.
I think they've taken that chaser off of him.
Ponder misses from three-point range. Collins tried to tap it, but Brantley comes down with it, and here's Temple's Evans in front court. Blackwell held scoreless in the second half. Perry got the pass wide open, missed it underneath. Brantley follows good.
Good offensive board work that time by Temple. Obviously, they're trying to force the ball inside some to take advantage of those players for UAB on the inside.
Owls back on top by 1 at 43-42. Temple slowly but surely taking a sizable rebounding edge in this game.
It looks like UAB changing their offensive formation now, going to a high-low type offense, trying to run screens for the guards.
Charles had his shot rejected. Perry knocked it back in his face, and Perry is a known shot blocker, was second in the nation in shot blocks last year.
He does a good job in there. He has 55 blocks on the season, now 56. He's averaging 2.9 block shots a game.
Last year averaged about 4 a game, blocked 123 over last season. Here's a foul called against the Temple Owls. Bartow's club will step to the free throw line. Foul is on Tim Perry and is his second personal foul. Michael Charles has attempted 2 free throws. He's 1 of 2. There have been 5 free throws in the entire game by both teams.
Charles really valuable to this team because of his leadership and his ability to take charge of the game. He runs the offense for the UAB ball club, puts the players where they're supposed to be on the floor at all times. You need a guy like that who runs the show, and players can look to him for confidence.
UAB seesaws back on top. 8:37 on the clock. Here's a 10-second violation. The pressure defense from UAB causes Temple to turn it over.
Well, I was surprised that Vreeswyk threw the ball back instead of advancing the ball up the floor. He had a couple guys open up the floor. He decided to turn around and throw the ball back, and I think that's what Chaney was telling him just then.
John Chaney, very capable coach, one of the most underrated in the country. Doesn't get a lot of publicity, but he's been very, very successful. And he was upset with that violation by his Owls. Charles, low post, fakes Perry, goes the other way. Nice move, missed the shot. Evans with a rebound for Temple.
Well, what a move by Charles. Good body control, good head fake. Just didn't get the ball to go down.
Vreeswyk for three. It's good. Mike Vreeswyk now with 19 points has given Temple a 46-44 lead.
Gene Bartow up calling the plays for his team. I think that defense has really worked to throw off the timing of UAB on the offensive end.
Vreeswyk kicked it out of bounds. And the Temple Owls have come on to equal their biggest lead of the game. We have a timeout, 7:50 remaining. Doldrums after that 7 a.m. arrival today, but here in the latter stages of the first half and in the second half playing at full speed.
It looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, really, Tom. They've been able to play their offense the way they like to run it. They've been able to stay in the 2-3 zone defense on the other end, although they have varied it some, but it seems like they're getting stronger as the game goes on.
And their changing defenses have given UAB problems, especially sort of disrupting the offense, it seemed, to the Blazers as they switch back and forth. Some score updates. Illinois by 49-45 over Arizona. And if we should end early here in Birmingham, we'll join that game in progress. Meanwhile, Syracuse with a 34-29 lead over St. John's.
Tom, I think that's the key, what you just touched on, the fact that Temple continues to change their defense, and UAB seems to be out of sync right now. They can't really get in the flow like they were early in the ball game.
We would expect that the clutch players, Ponder and Foster, would take command for UAB down the stretch. And there's Foster, just threading his way through traffic to lay it in. How'd he get so wide open?
Well, no one picked him up. There was a slight screen out high, but not really anything that you should be concerned with. No one stepped over. The weak side defense never did adjust.
First high score of the game as we approach 7 minutes.
And I think you could look for Temple to be very patient right now and try to continue to get the ball down low. That's where they've been able to come back into the ball game. Right there, Perry getting 2 on the turnaround jump shot.
Easy shot for Perry, turned around, popped it home. He has 8. Temple 48-46.
They weren't getting that shot early in the ball game. They were not even looking for it, and I think now they've talked about it and they're looking for the low end play.
Perry blocks the shot, but got a piece of arm as well. Let's watch it again.
Well, I don't know who they gave the call to. Evidently, Perry's going to get called with the foul. He's coming from the weak side. Well, that's all ball. I don't know where the foul came from.
It was indeed all ball, but it will go in the books as the 3rd foul on Tim Perry. So 4 of John Chaney's starters playing with 3 fouls each as Collins toes the line and hits the free throw. Collins with 1 more coming up, and a free throw could tie it. Tied at 48 all. Ramon Rivas in for Temple. Don't forget, we'll have another top game for you coming up here on NBC. It'll be Notre Dame and UCLA coming up later from Pauley Pavilion as the Irish take on the Bruins. A lot of 3-point attempts in that one, too, I would imagine. Offensive foul. Evans has picked up number 4. Good defensive position by the veteran Ponder.
Boy, it was, and I think that was an excellent defensive play by Ponder. Before he stepped over, and I didn't know that it was a good play, but this time you see Evans using his arm to just clear Ponder out. Good defensive play.
Evans with 4. Blackwell has 3. Rivas has 3. Perry has 3. Temple in foul trouble. Penetration back out to Foster for 3. Good!
You see right there why they've been concerned with him. Ran the boxing chaser early. Looks like UAB wants to pick up the pressure, put a little bit more pressure on them defensively.
Foster breaks the tie with a 3-pointer, and then on the press, Charles commits the foul. That's 4 on Michael Charles. He's the only Blazer in foul trouble, but he just picked up his 4th.
I'm really surprised to see Temple trying to dribble against this full-court pressure defense. Normally, you want to take your time and pass the ball and not put the ball on the floor a whole lot against the full-court pressure.
Here's Reginald Turner in for the Blazers. But in the first half, didn't score. 6:15 on the clock. UAB leads 51-48. Temple has lost only twice. They're 17-2, losing to UNLV and on the road to Kansas.
I still think Blackwell needs to become more involved in the offense. There he is shooting it from the outside.
Perry with a strong rebound into Evans. Shot blocked out of bounds to Temple.
Well, a tough break that time for UAB. Evans made a strong move to the basket, tried to use the reverse, lost control of it. Ponder right there just didn't get it.
5:55 showing on the clock. UAB 51. Temple cheerleaders finally made it in the second half. It's been that kind of day. They're the Temple cheerleaders. They didn't get here until the second half. Their ball club, if you just joined us, didn't arrive in Birmingham until 7 o'clock this morning after a day and a half of trying to get here. Vreeswyk for three. Good!
Boy, what a big basket that was to tie the score. Temple needed a three-point shot. They worked the ball around until they got a good shot, and Vreeswyk once again answers the call.
51-51, second tie of the game. Less than 5.5 on the clock. What about the defense for Temple this time?
Well, Temple in the man-to-man, a straight man-to-man defense, trying to get a lot of help from the weak side.
Ponder picked up by Blackwell on the switch. Good help. Inside, Turner fakes Perry off the glass, no good. Rivas has another rebound.
UAB seems to be doing a pretty good job getting the ball down low. Turner had an excellent shot at the basket, just didn't get it to go down.
Temple with a chance to break the tie. Less than 5 on the clock.
UAB in a 2-3 zone defense now, Tom. They obviously want to try to force the shot from the outside, not give up anything easy down low, and they just did it.
Got it to Perry down low, and you either have to foul him or give him that one.
Well, I tell you, the 2-3 zone defense is designed to cut that play off right there. They're not supposed to let the offense get the ball down low, and Temple worked it around and was able to do that.
So Gene Bartow calls his first timeout. 4:33 to play. Temple in some serious foul trouble. Evans has 4. Blackwell, Perry, and Rivas with 3 each. UAB has only 1 man in foul trouble. That's Charles, who was called for his second personal foul. Charles stepped to the line to hit 2, and it's 53-53 with 3 minutes 48 seconds to play.
All right, UAB in a pressure and man-to-man defense right now. Kind of force the turnovers. They have to do that. They can't allow them to get the ball up down low, and that's what they've been able to do. Temple has been able to work the ball around, get the ball inside here late in the second half, and either come up with 2 points or go to the free throw line.
Eddie Collins commits the foul, his 3rd foul, as Temple again worked the ball in low to Perry. 3rd team foul on UAB. They have some fouls to waste, but that was a shooting violation, and so Perry steps to the line for 2.
I'm really surprised we didn't see Temple go inside more early in the ball game. That seems to be working very well for him here in the second half, but they didn't look for that shot in the first half.
He's only a 50-some% free throw shooter. He lost it, and it's out of bounds to UAB. Missed the free throw, did Perry. They tried to save it in bounds, but no good, and UAB has it. John Chaney's team clinging to a 1-point lead, 54-53. See the clock ticking down toward 3.5, and Temple leading it by 1.
Temple also now in the man-to-man defense. They've been in zone pretty much this entire ball game. They varied it some to try to keep UAB off step, and they've done that. Now they're in the straight man-to-man defense.
Temple Owls ranked 8th in the nation in a battle here with UAB. Collins, too hard off the glass and rebounded by Perry. Temple really has controlled the boards. I don't think UAB has gotten a second shot in this half.
They haven't gotten many here in the second half. Early in the ball game, they were able to get some second shots. They really didn't need many because they were shooting so well from the outside. But now Temple very patient. They will work the ball around and try to come up with a good shot.
From outside, Blackwell, bingo from 3-point range. His first points of the second half, 11 for the game, but it gives Temple its biggest lead.
Well, and that's the shot UAB wanted to work against. They didn't want to give up the 3-point shot. Blackwell way out on the floor to take that shot. I was somewhat surprised, but that is his shot.
Ponder will try one just inside the 3-point line. No, they give him only 2, and then a foul on Collins, elbowing under the basket.
Well, they've been going at each other up under the basket this entire game. I knew that was going to happen at one time or another. Collins, and you see Gene Bartow there, very upset with the call. Yeah, he wanted the 3-point shot. I don't think it was. You see Ponder right here. He'll step inside the line. Obviously not a 3-pointer, although Bartow wants it. And there they are battling up under the basket. Rivas and Collins going at each other.
Collins whistled for the foul. It's his 4th personal foul.
UAB with only 4 fouls here in the second half. Temple not in the bonus situation.
57-55 Temple.
UAB pressure man-to-man. They have to force a turnover here. Temple, though, they're used to that kind of pressure.
Blackwell under pressure, missed it. On the floor, Rivas has it, knocked away from him. Rivas wrapped his arm around a UAB player. He almost took him down like a bulldogger, but no whistle.
Gene Bartow, he's really active over on the bench.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Blackwell from 3. Bullseye.
Now, Temple averages just under 10 turnovers a game, so they're used to the pressure. You won't see them turn the ball over in key situations.
And down the stretch, the road-weary Temple Owls have taken their biggest lead. Arizona 54, time for
Becoming more involved in the offense.
Blackwell has 2 3-pointers here in the second half as we start the countdown from 1:40. Foster quickly puts up a 3. Not a very good shot, but Howard on the rebound, rejected by Perry, rights a Ponder. His 3 no good. And Perry, this time uncontested, gets the rebound.
Well, you saw a lot of action there, and a good job by Temple to come up with the ball after the block by Perry. He's an excellent shot blocker on the inside.
UAB lived with a 3-point shot in the first half. They're about to die with it here. They missed 2 of them on that possession.
Well, those 3-pointers late in the ball game get more and more difficult to make.
1 minute to play. Blackwell in traffic. No good. Rivas tap. No good. Blackwell somehow wades in and comes out with it.
Boy, that was a big rebound right there. You see the time remaining in the ball game. Temple now can just protect the ball, pass it around, use the shot clock. 35 seconds to go on the shot clock. UAB will be forced to foul here soon.
And there is a foul. A 2-shot intentional foul is called. So they didn't want to do that. As you see the timeout situation, it'll be an intentional foul.
And I think on intentional fouls, Temple will get the ball back out of bounds.
Costly mistake by UAB as Tracy Foster commits what is ruled an intentional foul.
Well, you don't want to foul intentionally in this situation. You're down by 5 points. Gene Bartow is going to take a timeout to force Temple to think about this one.
40 seconds left in this game, and coming up.
Chaney very much prepared for this game. Did a good job changing up the defenses, having his team to change around, forcing UAB to think a little bit more, slow down some of their offense. And I think when they did that, Temple was able to take control of the game.
Vreeswyk will shoot 2. That one no good. He'll have another. That was his first free throw of the day. Recruited by more than 50 schools and led the state of Pennsylvania as a senior, over 33 points. He's normally a good free throw shooter. He misses 2. Here come the Blazers. 35 seconds left.
Boy,
Charles in trouble. Foster has it. Blackwell all over him. Foster makes his move, and a foul on Nate Blackwell of Temple. It comes with 28 seconds on the clock.
I think that was a pretty good foul by Blackwell. He prevented the 3-point shot. Of course, UAB wanted the 3-point attempt, but he did not let Foster have it. You'll see Foster square up here to try to get it. He's going to stay behind that line as long as he can. Then he makes the move to the basket. There's the foul with Blackwell reaching in. But he's going to have to go to the line now and take 2 free throws instead of an opportunity for the 3-point play.
That's the 19th point for Foster. He's UAB's leading scorer. Ponder has 18. Right on his average. Second free throw, Jack should cut it to 3.
Those 2 free throws missed on the other end were big free throws.
Temple could have salted it again. That's right. 20 seconds left. Vreeswyk finally got it. Ripped out of his hand by Charles. It'll go back to the Owls.
UAB, obviously, they'll have the full court pressure on all over the floor. Temple gets the ball in. I think you might see them foul. The clock
didn't move, did it?
It didn't start. It didn't move, and I think Chaney upset.
Temple will put it in play in backcourt.
Watch for Temple to run someone long. They might run someone down to try to get an easy basket here.
Temple leads 60-57. The 8th-ranked Owls only 24 seconds away from their 18th win of the season.
Well, they want to foul Perry, and you see, and that's an intentional foul. That's 2.
So it will be a 2-shot foul as Howard commits it. And will again go to the Temple free throw line for some pressure free throws.
I'm surprised they didn't at least give Temple a chance to get the ball in bounds and could have made a swipe at it to just make it look like an intentional foul instead of getting the intentional foul.
They fouled before the ball had even come in bounds, so still 24 seconds left. Perry 1 below his average. At the free throw line for 2. And with the jeers of the fans echoing in his ears, he puts it straight down the middle. He'll have one more. 61-57. Temple leads it by 4.
Well, Temple taking their players away from the line. They have a lot of confidence in Perry to make that one, and he did.
Perry is only a 56% free throw shooter. Those two look right dead center. Ponder for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Vreeswyk has it, and he's fouled with 16 seconds left.
Well, UAB now in a situation where they have to come down and shoot the three-point shot. Then if they miss and Temple gets the rebound, they have to foul.
Jack, you have to admire the character of this Temple team. Well, a long, arduous trip. Didn't get here until 7. They trailed by as many as 11 in the first half, but never gave up.
Well, they did, Tom. Obviously a well-coached ball club. He kept his team in there. They stayed right with the things that they wanted to do. They didn't get out of their game plan, changed their defenses up, forced UAB to think a little bit, move the ball around, and that slowed UAB down.
Vreeswyk, who missed 2 at the line a moment ago, hits the first, and then a timeout called before he shoots the second. But history.
Oh, that was really surprising that UAB called the timeout. They were already at the free throw line, Temple was, so they had an opportunity to talk with the players at the dead ball situation. They didn't have to stop the clock. I was very surprised that they called that timeout.
Evans, he missed one, and that is a story in itself. The 8th-ranked free throw shooter in the U.S. at 90% missed on the technical. He'll get one more.
Oh, and you can look in his face and tell that he's upset about that.
Well, they made amends for it there. And we'll have 16 seconds left. The Owls will have the basketball, and as soon as the game's over, I'm sure they'll be back at the hotel for a well-deserved nap.
Well, they do. They're not leaving Birmingham until tomorrow.
Up all night. They're going to come away with a win nevertheless. Charles can't hit it. Vreeswyk has the rebound and a foul with 10 seconds on the clock.
Well, Temple, you have to give them a lot of credit, Tom. They've done an excellent job, especially here in the second half when you would expect for them to be tired and slow down their game plan, not do the things that it takes to win. They protected the ball. They've taken good shots here in the second half. You have to give them a lot of credit.
John Chaney can relax a little bit now. I don't think he'll have any trouble going to sleep when they get that chance to rest. And Gene Bartow has had an up-and-down afternoon. His team played great in the first half, but really struggling in the second frame.
I talked to John a little bit before the ball game, and he said, please don't tell my team that they've been up all night. They might not realize that. Just wait until after the game's over. Then we'll talk to them about what they've been through the last couple of days.
And I thought they were a little sluggish as the game began, but seemed to get a second win toward the end of the first half and for the remainder of the game.
Well, you have to expect for them to be a little bit down going into a ball game like that. Sitting around the airports on planes and trying to rest in airports, very difficult. So you have to stretch out. It takes you a while to get stretched out to get into the floor of the game. After they did that, they made it look pretty good here.
Vreeswyk, the game's leading scorer, hitting for 26 points this afternoon. Here's Foster with 5 seconds left. His three-point attempt is good, but too little, too late for Tracy Foster. His 23rd point, and the game comes to an end. 67-60 is the final. The Temple Owls, trailing by as many as 11, come back to win one on the road and go to 18-2 on the season, and an impressive performance by the Owls.
Well,